Good day. My name is Louis Hubble. I'm the chef of Polcari's in Pizzaria Regina. Today what we're going to do is we're going to feature a family-style dinner. It's going to be roasted chickens, beautiful roasted chickens that we rub with olive oil, a little bit of lemon and fresh herbs, roast in the oven slowly. We're going to serve those with planks of potatoes that we're going to season with fresh herbs, and fennel, which we're going to caramelize with red pepper and Zambuca. We're going to all feature that with a sauce that we're actually going to make in the roasting pan with fresh thyme and Dijon mustard and pour over the top. It will make for a fantastic Easter dinner. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 small chickens. These are about 2.25 pounds. You can get bigger if you want. It really doesn't matter. I like the smaller ones because they're a little more tender and juicy. What we're going to do is we're going to take the wingtips off, and that's only for demonstration. It just looks a little bit better. The other technique that you can use if you want to leave the wingtips on is you can actually fold the wingtip behind like this. 1, 2, and they'll stay back. You can either cut them off or you can leave them on. It's up to you. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to stuff the chickens with aromatics, and we're going to rub the outside with fresh herbs. So in each chicken, what we're going to do is I've got some cut up onion and carrot, and we're just going to fill the cavities with onions and carrots if the chicken is willing. And make sure you press it a little bit. What that helps do is it helps get that cavity up nice and high so the chicken has a nice shape to it when it roasts in the oven. Sometimes if you notice when you roast a chicken in the oven, it just kind of gets flat and yucky. This will help it keep that nice shape. And once the cavity is pretty much full, not completely, but pretty much full, what we're going to do is we're going to start to season the outside. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to cut a lemon. Cut it in half. I roll it to break the juices up free a little bit, and each one is going to get a half a lemon and a nice rub. 1, 2. And really rub that lemon juice all over the chicken. Then each one of these, the lemon is going to go in like a cap, just like that. It won't want to stay, but we're going to tie up these chickens so it'll stay afterwards. Once that's done, then we're going to season the outside. I want to put a little bit of salt and pepper on each one, just a little. I have some diced up oregano, fresh oregano. You don't have to worry about it too much, and this is freshly minced thyme. It doesn't have to be beautiful. And then we're going to drizzle extra virgin olive oil over the outside. And again, rub it in, don't be shy. Very nice, get it all over on the legs. Okay, then we're going to tie the chickens. Everybody gets nervous about this. It's not that big a deal. You want to take a length of string, and the first thing you want to do is tie the legs together. Right there. Make the string equal, and one of the tricks that I do is I go through twice. And what that does is that helps hold the knot when you go the other direction. And you want to help the legs, get them together, right like this. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go right inside the legs, just like this. Flip the chicken over and tie it on the bottom, just like that. And again, go through twice, 1, 2, and that'll help hold your knot tight. Once it's done, it's a perfectly trussed chicken. It's pretty. You're going to put it in a dish that's large enough to fit into your oven that's oven proof. You can do some sauteing in Corningware, but a really large skillet is best. And there's chicken number 2. Very pretty. And then we're going to put that in our dish. Again, you want a pan that's capable of going into the oven, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our chickens that are in our pan and we're going to roast them in a 350-degree oven until the chickens are just done, probably about 45 minutes to an hour. We've had our chickens in the oven about an hour and a half. They should be all ready to go. They're in a pan, an oven-proof pan that we talked about, and we'll find out why in a second, but let's grab them. Well, they look awesome. Okay. So what we're going to do with these is we're going to serve this family style. This is what we're doing this Easter. And we're going to serve them with caramelized fennel and roasted potato planks. We'll talk about that in a second. The first thing we want to do is take care of our chickens. We're going to serve them partially boneless. So what we're going to do, if you remember, is we had that lovely knot, and all you're going to do is you're going to find a good spot to cut the string and cut the string, which we did. Once you cut one part of the string, the entire string will come off. And then what we're going to do, if you notice the chickens kept a really nice shape, they're going to be all ready. They should just come apart nice and easily, which they are. One leg comes off. The second leg comes right off. And we're going to cut those right in half. And it's very difficult to see, but actually there's a line that you can see in here, and that's where you cut. There's a line right there, and you just cut right there. We're going to put that onto our platter. A couple legs, a couple thighs. And then we're going to take the breast meat off. And we're going to do it exactly the same way as you do every other chicken. You're just going to let the knife do the work and follow the bone. The last thing we're going to do is cut through the wing. It's 1, 2, 2. And we're going to do the same thing again with the second chicken. If you want to save the carcasses, they're good to make stock with. We're going to do a simple pan gravy. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our potatoes on. You can just throw them on around. Now these potato planks, they've been seared in olive oil. They've been sautéed with fresh thyme, a little bit of salt, kosher salt. Nice and hot. Now the fennel we've caramelized with Zambuca, which gives it a really nice licoricey note, and also it has a little bit of red pepper flake on it, which makes it nice and spicy and a good complement to the dish. So the last thing we're going to do for this dish is we're going to take the pan and go make a pan gravy, and it'll only take a second. What we have here is, this is the pan that we roasted our chickens in. Remember I said when it goes in the oven, you want a pan that's appropriate to put back on the fire. So that's what we have here, and you can see that all the brown from the roasting chickens is still in that pan. What we're going to do is we're going to use that to make our sauce. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to flavor the oil a little bit. This is the equivalent of 1 chopped shallot, and to that we're going to add a little bit of fresh thyme, and let's give it a stir. You only want this to work long enough to begin to cook the shallots, and you can really start to smell that fresh thyme. Once that cooks for about a minute, what we're going to do is we're going to deglaze it with a little bit of rice wine vinegar. And you see how that starts to break off the bottom of the pan? We want to evaporate that out. And see how it's starting to get the brown off the bottom of the pan? That's where all your flavor is. The next thing I'm going to add to it is just a little bit of sherry. So you've got a sour note, and now we have a sweet note. And now we're really starting to get the bottom of that pan broken free. And then we're going to add 2 last things. We're going to add a spoon of Dijon mustard. And we're going to add a little bit of fresh chives. Now one of the tricks is you can be done at this point. If you think your sauce is a little bit thick and you need to stretch it a little bit, we're going to add some chicken stock. Not a lot, just a little, to make a nice pan sauce for your chicken. And then we're going to let that come back to the boil. Once it comes back to the boil, we're going to taste it for salt and pepper. You always want to taste your sauces. Low salt. I think we're ready to go. It will make for a fantastic Easter dinner.